Are you a lifelong fan of General Hospital?
Are you a new fan who wants to know more about the history of the show?
Do you enjoy talking about the show with others?
Do you find yourself yelling at the TV?
Is your self-care an hour a day in Port Charles?
If so, we invite you to join hosts
Amanda
and Shannon Coach at the place where all the hidden conversations take place and secrets are revealed.
Meet us at Pier 54.
The podcast.
Hello.
Hello. Welcome to the weekly recap of the April 15th through 20th shows of General Hospital. Now, this week, there was actually only 4 episodes. And as we discussed last week, we obviously had not, well, not obviously, but we just had not looked at the schedule. We assumed that there was not going to be an episode on Good Friday, even though it's not a federal holiday or anything like that. They typically don't tend to have new episodes around the holidays.
Right.
And unfortunately, on Monday, the episode was preempted with the fire at Notre Dame. So everything was pushed back a day. So we did have an episode on Friday. Really hate what happened in France. I mean, I already texted you about that. Paris has always been on my bucket list and going, and you so kindly told me I'm going to get what I get when I go. So I was like, well, that's true.
It will be redone and beautiful, and it'll be historic then because you'll have seen the old and the new.
But I've never seen the old. So that's the problem. I studied the old in class for years.
And again, you get what you get and you don't get upset.
That's true. That's life. So I can still get upset. Not have feelings.
No. Not over fire. That was a natural disaster you can't control.
No. Okay, so let's get started talking about this week's on General Hospital.
Oh.
So tell me.
Okay. First was Brad and him getting his hands on the DOD cup. Like, Jason took the cup to Elizabeth, was like, can you run this test on the down low? I don't want anyone to know.
Mm-hmm.
And she hands it to Brad. Like, come on. And then he's carrying it through the hospital in, like, an open, it's not in a box or anything. It's just in his plastic bag for the whole world to see. What the heck?
So on my notes, in big capital letters, is Brad's big mouth.
Yeah.
I don't know if HIPAA applies to material objects like this. However, don't you think there is some kind of a confidentiality that maybe we shouldn't just be telling someone in the middle of the hospital, oh, here, look at it.
Yes. I thought he was going to give it to him at the end.
So
and I was
did
like, what are you doing?
So did I.
So luckily he was smart enough not to hand it over. But yeah, that was way too much information that he gave to him. And then again, Brad, haven't you jeopardized your job enough times with running shady tests or not running tests? So just because this man says, oh, just tell them it was tea and whatever, that's what you need to tell them. And he's like, okay, fine. Like, when is he going to lose his job for not being a proper lab tech?
When's he going to lose Lucas, though?
Oh, I know.
I mean,
Lucas is way too good for him. Way too good.
And now he's getting in a cult.
Yes.
So.
But Lucas is like, no, which I'm glad that he's smart enough. I also don't understand Willow not telling them to stay away from it, though. Like, I understand she can't talk to Lucas about it because he doesn't know who she is, but Brad does. And you could say, hey, I've heard about this cult before. Don't get involved with that, without disclosing that cult leader is your baby dad.
Well, except that Brad's smart enough, I think, that if she did say something, I think he would put 2 and 2 together. And then I think he would tell Shiloh because he just doesn't think.
But
because he's the only one that knows.
In the end, Shiloh still couldn't take that baby because it's not Shiloh's baby.
Correct. Cookie, get down. Correct. But they don't know that. So now, how are we going to find out who Wiley's dad really is? Is it going to be because Shiloh is going to demand a paternity test?
I bet that's where we're going.
But then, here's the thing that I don't want to see happen, because Willow explained this week to Chase that Shiloh was her first and only.
Right.
If the paternity test comes back that it's somebody else, is Chase going to believe her?
Did she tell Chase that? That was Michael that she told us.
She did tell Michael. She did not tell Chase. You are right.
Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
No. That helped. That worked out.
Yes, because he was talking about their loss.
Yeah.
And she had to disclose that her loss was not the same loss that he had.
All right, so you just helped me work out that thought. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, no, but I mean, it's going to be a mess. So,
but the fact that Shiloh was her first makes her being with Chase even more like,
I know,
like wowie.
And she didn't tell him before that.
No. I don't know. Do you really tell the second person that you're with, hey, you're the second one?
I don't want to get into that conversation.
I feel like most people don't. So that wouldn't have been.
We are not talking about our personal love lives here.
I meant you in the universal worldly sense, not a Shannon personal story. But I personally don't give out numbers, or have not in the past. So that wouldn't have been a natural conversation. But I still think that it's important after the ordeal that she went through, and then the fact that he was her first.
Yeah.
That then she would move on to be with Chase, which makes them all the more sweeter.
It's actually really good too because she didn't have anything standing in her way. You know, like nothing. She's made the comment that like Shiloh could pull her in again and everything, but I feel like her being able to just be able to be with Chase without any flashbacks or anything. Right. Because I mean, if you're in a cult and there is sex as part of the cult, that could not be enjoyable in the future with a future partner.
Right.
You know, and even though she could mentally want to or emotionally want to, when you're in that act, it could still be very negative, but it did not seem to have that outcome for her. So you go, Willow.
That's right. Nothing with Chase could be negative, though. Anyway, I also was annoyed with Obrecht saying to Nina, "Oh, Sasha's your daughter, blah, blah, blah." Like, you know darn well that was not a true paternity test. So why are you even saying it? It's not like you're going to accept that. You're just antagonizing Nina.
Well,
I was glad she walked away.
But she figured it out. I mean, they showed the flashback of her.
Right, but I don't think that she ever really... But did you really think that that was their true paternity test? No, I think she was just being a jerk to Nina.
Well, no, but I think that when Valentin was taking... What the heck was her mom's name? What's Nina's mom's name? Nina's sister. Oh, Madeline.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my gosh, that's your daughter's name. How did you forget that?
I don't know. I'm like... Go ahead.
She was not named after her, though.
No, she was not.
So, but when Valentin was taking Madeline's DNA, I think he was taking that as insurance, that he could run it against Nina's.
Right.
Because he easily has access to it to prove that there's a mother-daughter bond.
Yeah.
But it doesn't prove that, but he used that to prove that there is a mother-daughter for Nina and Sasha.
Right.
But I think that Obrecht finally realized that.
No, see, I think that Obrecht knew that before. And that she was just flashing back, like to reiterate that she knew that test wasn't right. So, again, I don't understand why she said anything.
We're going to find out next week.
I guess so. But yeah, I thought that was dumb. Like, you're not going to accept Sasha as your granddaughter or whatever. So what are you doing?
Although I think that Peter knows that something's up because he's reading her as she's like, well, how did she take not being her mom? And Maxie's like, she's fine.
And later Maxie's like, do you think that we should question her about that? And I was waiting for Peter to be like, I don't think we need to actually even question her.
Right.
Her face said it all. And then she turned around and was like, yeah, how'd she take that news? So what other questions do you have? Obviously she knows.
Right.
That's not right.
I don't know.
Yeah, Maxie was a little dense there. I hope they don't play her down to be dumb now that she's with him.
Oh.
Because that would really annoy me.
Yeah.
Because it seems like now their conversation, she's more like, you tell me what to do. And no.
Oh, I hadn't thought about that.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh.
What else? Oh, Franco going to Nina.
Yes.
I was happy with it, but I kind of felt like, why hadn't we done this months ago?
Yeah, probably because he was trying to maybe respect. I mean, there's how many parents in the picture right now? Because he sees how annoyed Lulu gets about Nina being in the picture.
Right.
Maybe he didn't want to do that to Elizabeth or to Lulu. I don't know.
Maybe, but I feel like they were more than friends. Like, Nina and him were so close.
Yeah.
Not just in a relationship way, but like it seemed like they really got each other.
Yeah.
So that would be, if your kid was bullying mine, I would go right to you like immediately. Right. I wouldn't wait 6 months and then be like, hey, by the way, can you help me out here?
But would your ex go to my husband?
But that's a totally different setup, so I don't know.
Would your ex's new wife go to my husband?
My ex's new wife wouldn't go to anyone about any of our kids, but that's a whole different podcast. So, no, I don't know. I mean, I'm glad better late than never, I guess.
Yeah.
And if they can do the play date and fix that, then that's fine. But felt like that should have been a go-to a while ago.
Yeah.
And then my last thing was, after we just sat here and talked about what a good guy Michael is and how he wants a good relationship and something lasting.
Obviously, he just needed something else.
Yeah.
He needed some relief.
After that intense workout, he needed some stress reliever. Yeah, I don't know. Sasha could be a good person despite the fact that she's deceiving Nina, and I wanted Michael to pull that out, and maybe they will as time goes on. But I was disappointed that it started with just a...
Right, they've never even really been on a date, right?
Right. She said she wanted something uncomplicated and blah, blah, blah. And then they're in bed.
I mean, is that now code for friends with benefits?
I guess so.
I don't know. So I had one thought about that whole thing. Because I had a feeling that you were going to have all those thoughts.
I was, yes.
How was she not wearing a sports bra? These are the things that I think about because I do. I know that they're not sexy, but they do have some that zip up front, right? For sports bras. They could have made it. But I mean, no woman in their right mind
is going
to be boxing in a Victoria's Secrets.
No.
Or whatever brand General Hospital uses.
Yeah.
Not happening. She knew what she was doing.
Oh, she definitely knew what she was doing. Definitely.
I don't think she knew that she was going to see Michael, though.
No, but I feel like she's just always prepared.
Yes.
All right. So
what else do you have? No, what else do you have? Because I see you have more written down.
I just had
you missed one.
And Oscar and their whole song.
Yeah. Thing. So I really hope that he makes it to the nurse's ball and then dies.
I know, but he looks like crap already. So how are we getting him to the nurse's ball?
He's going to do it because he's going to.
Okay. I did think it was sweet also that he asked Ned and Olivia to plan his funeral.
And I like that Olivia was honest with him and said, basically, I cannot tell you that I will not cry.
Right.
In all reality, she could have lied to him.
Yeah.
Because
but that's not Olivia.
No, it's not. But she was letting him know, like, people were like, we can do this, but not.
Right. We can keep it happy, but people are still going to cry.
Right.
Like, you're a kid and you're dying or you died.
Right. Well, and so my thought I had about that was, where did I put it? It was about Kim because, I just said that it has to be so hard on Kim to not just be hovering because she's really letting Oscar have his time with Joss. Yes. And I start, of course, we both have 16-year-olds. So I'm like, I don't know if I could be that strong if something were happening with my son and he just wanted to spend his time with his girlfriend. I want to think that I would be like, no, the three of us can do stuff all the time. But I don't know.
I feel like you would be because you put your kids first.
Yeah.
And that's one of those things. You want him to have every last memory that he could have.
I just can't. I mean, she's moving in with the.
Right.
So I mean, that's good. She's still there. But I'm just sitting in the hallway listening to them. I mean, that I started crying because I'm just like,
oh my gosh, you're such a dork.
I am. I cry at everything though. I'd be like Olivia when she said like I cry at baptisms and like bridal showers and stuff like that. I'm like, mm-hmm. I cry every single time there's a baptism at my church. Like I love it.
That's awesome.
And when babies are born and when people say they're pregnant, like
anything in life that happens. Raining when the sun's shining.
I don't cry over that. I mean, so do you think that Oscar's gonna make it or no?
I think. When did you say it was? May 6th?
May 16th. So we got a month-ish.
Let's push it.
But if they only have him on once a week, we're fine.
True. They said 2 weeks.
We can drag it out.
I don't know.
Maybe they'll make a video and they'll show it at the nurse's ball.
Oh, that would be nice.
Maybe she could sing with him as, like, whenever they do that, where, like Natalie Cole has sung with Nat King Cole.
Oh, I will cry then.
Oh.
You can make fun of me on that day.
I hope that Ned helps him with that because Ned is a musician.
Oh, that would be so good. So good.
We just played the nurse's ball.
We did. In case they didn't have that written yet, they can just listen.
In case they already haven't filmed it either, So I had a lot of the same stuff that you did. The one thing that I did like was Franco's determination with Cam. It really cannot be easy to be a stepdad to 3 boys, each of which have different dads. Mm-hmm. None of them are in the picture. So, Jason is. Sorry, Jake.
But even then, it's really sporadic. Like
it is, but he is an involved dad. So I apologize. Cam and Aiden's dads are not in the picture.
Right.
Well, Xander can't.
Right.
Which was my other thought. How did Cam get so tall? Because Liz is not, and neither was Xander. But that's a whole other...
Maybe it skipped a generation.
Yeah, because his dad, Cameron, was tall-ish. Maybe, yes. But but Franco really keeps fighting for these boys. He really, and the one thing that I liked was when Jordan asked him if he was going to be around for a month, he's like, well, I have 3 boys in school, vacations are limited to summer. He doesn't even, say the boys or Liz's boys there. Well, I have 3 boys. Mm-hmm. And I don't know. I like that. I know that Franco has come a long way since we've known him, but yeah, so I really liked that because that just shows he really has changed a lot. And I think that was all that I had to say about that. And Cam, I was rooting for him when he started flipping out about the fact that he got in a fight with that kid and everything. Right. And I was like, he's such a good big brother. So I'm taking notes as I'm watching the show. Here's my thought process. I bet he has a future in advocacy or an attorney if he can keep himself out of jail. His pursuit of justice is amazing at this age. And it actually reminds me of my son because my daughter's autistic and my son is very understanding and very protective of her. And, he does try to educate how he can. His friends are aware that his sister is maybe a little bit different, but it's his sister and he loves her.
Right.
And so I'm writing, he reminds me of my son. And then I said, oh, thank goodness that they clarified that baking and liking the thing does not indicate anything. And then I wrote huge, did not see him asking if he could be less gay.
Right.
Did not see that coming.
No.
At all.
No.
Because that, for me, felt like out of character, but maybe he just didn't know how to word it.
Right. And again, he's only like 15, 16. Don't you feel like that is probably a natural question?
Well, the thing that he even said, he's a little kid. They're not thinking about stuff like that.
Right.
And he's right, because that's something that you and I have talked about, because we're like, just because a kid, gosh, when did you stop thinking people had cooties?
Right.
Middle school,
Right.
Just because he's young and innocent does not indicate his sexual preference.
Exactly.
Aiden is not a sexual character. I almost said her real name. Charlotte, not Scarlett.
Right.
Her name's not even Scarlett, that's Emma's. But Charlotte doesn't have a boyfriend.
Right.
Just because we had Emma fighting over all these boys when she was Aiden's age doesn't mean that.
Right. Kids mature at different ages.
Right.
It doesn't matter what they're.
And typically boys are slower at maturing. So.
Can say that again.
And.
Yes. No, I completely agree with his wording was wrong. But I feel like they were trying to keep it genuine, as a 16-year-old.
Yeah, who maybe doesn't fully understand.
Yeah, not sticking with him being gay or not gay, but if he was any type of special needs that was drawing attention.
Yeah.
Don't you feel
not saying that gay is special needs,
right? But no, a difference. Yes, exactly.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Thank you for clarifying. I speak Amanda, so I knew exactly what she meant there.
Yes, thank you for clarifying, because that's not what I meant at all. But
had something that, because
anything that was different,
right.
Whether it was a different religion, a different sexual preference, or if on the other side it was a special need. Don't you think a 16-year-old would feel like, when we're out in public, can my sibling not draw attention to us by?
But that's the thing.
Whatever.
Aiden is not even projecting. That is one thing that I'm kind of like.
Right. It only seems to be at school that the other kids have a problem with him. He himself doesn't seem to have a problem.
Well, he's bothered by it, and we don't know why, because he could be, and so therefore he's like, shoot, or he could not be.
Right.
And
no matter what, if people are teasing you, you're bothered by it, whether what they're saying is true or not.
Right. You don't like to be made fun of.
Right. But it's not causing issue, when they go to the grocery store or whatever, people aren't pointing and laughing or whatever. So
right. It's not like he's carrying around, remember Linus with his blankie and Peanuts? It's not like he's carrying around his blankie and Lucy is, oh, why do you have to have that blanket? Aiden's not doing that.
Yes.
So I just want to know what these 16-year-olds are doing that they don't have anything better to talk about than a child.
Right. Why is your sibling in elementary school coming home and talking to their high school sibling about some kid in their class?
Right.
And then that high school kid is going to school the next day and being like, oh, I heard your brother is weird, blah, blah, blah.
Right. No.
Don't you have a girl to fight over or something to study for or something?
No. No, but I understand.
Yeah, I think you're right. It was out of character, and I was with you too as he was talking about fighting that boy. It was like, yes, he's standing up for his brother, and then he said that, and it was kind of a letdown. But I think that that's what they're trying to do, is keep it realistic of, just like Aiden may be conflicted.
We don't even know. We don't even see Aiden anymore.
Right. Being his sibling has to be conflicting because you want to support your sibling to be true to themselves no matter what it is.
Yeah.
But at the same time, at 16, you don't like anything that brings more attention.
And maybe he'll talk to Lucas. I mean, they're going to have them over for dinner and everything. Yes, so maybe it'll be a good...
They've been talking about that for
I know.
weeks.
When is this dinner happening?
And finally, Lucas brought it up again the other day. It was just invite us over. Come on.
Yep. Well, and we talked about this, I think, a couple weeks ago or last week, I don't know, about that Franco and Elizabeth are doing a really good job parenting through this, because it's not easy. Anytime one of your children is having a challenge, parents can go at it at a different angle, and they seem to at least be talking through it very well, other than the Franco going behind Elizabeth's back. But I think that actually proved to Elizabeth
that he cares.
That he cares, and he really, really, really wants, honestly, Elizabeth going to Nina would do nothing.
Right.
But Franco was like, no, I can do this. And Elizabeth even said, she probably wouldn't have done that.
Right.
So if he had told her, it might not be happening. So back to Oscar and Joss real quick. I thought that 11/11 was Make-A-Wish.
It is in my brain.
Yes. When did that change?
I don't know.
Okay. I know that Laura Wright, sorry, because, Carly.
Yes.
Carly is pregnant. Laura Wright, the actress, has said that they are not pregnant.
Right.
However,
dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun. Why do they have her in these oversized jackets with shoulder pads and wearing all black underneath if they're not trying to hide something? That red jacket and everything?
No, see, I thought that they were trying to make her look more pregnant than she is. Okay. That dress she had on the other day made her look like really pregnant, and I'm like, aren't we still only like, she was supposed to have conceived New Year's Eve, right?
Yes.
So she wouldn't be like...
She'd be 4 months. It's her...
Oh, I don't even know how many kids she had.
Well... And we're not even talking about kids. Well, they are still kids, but she's also had some miscarriages. So,
right.
But you know, because you've had more than one child. And I know from having more than, I mean, I started showing a lot earlier in my second pregnancy. Did you?
No, but...
I don't like you anymore.
No, because when I had my first one, I was super, super skinny. So I was like huge. And then the other 3, I was already overweight. So you like couldn't even tell that I was pregnant. No, for real.
I doubt that.
No, I'm not.
We're not going
to. We don't need to get into it, but for real.
No. Okay.
But she's skinny, so maybe that's what it is. But yeah, I felt like they were making her larger than she would have been. But of course, she's a lot older now also from her last child, so maybe that contributes to it too. I don't know.
That's true. That's true.
We'll have to wait and see if that was just like a fluke for last week or if there's something going on.
Okay. I had a lot of just like random thoughts this week.
I love your random thoughts.
I know you
Go
do.
ahead.
What's Anna going to call Finn after they get married? Finn's his last name.
I think she'll still.
Okay.
I think she'll still say, I refer to my ex-husband by our last name, even though it's still our last name.
Okay. Interesting. Ooh. How did we not talk about the custody of Charlotte and Nina giving Spencer advice?
Oh, yeah.
Because I really like that Nina understands Spencer is not, he's a age child, but he is well wise beyond his years. And she really talks to him on his level, which is very mature for his age. But the custody of Charlotte is super real life.
So I don't think that registered on my exciting news because I'm still disappointed that Nina does not say to Valentin, like, I know you're being shady. Like, she said to him at the end of that. Maybe. But she said to him at the end of that, like, you're not seriously, like, blackmailing a child. And he was like, no, of course not. And she was like, okay. And I was like, is that really what you think? Because, again, Spencer is a jerk in some ways, but at the same time...
He's a kid.
He's a kid, and most likely he's not telling lies. Like, that's a pretty elaborate lie to come up with. You know, he's stuck on he stole Spoon Island, blah, 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 blah. That's, like, getting tired and stuff. But this whole, he's blackmailing me or whatever... I feel like that's not a normal thing for a kid to say.
Well,
and so Nina should have been like, yeah, there's some truth to that.
Like, it's not something for them to make up, you know?
Right.
Like, that's, like you said, it's a very elaborate, and this just entered my mind. So if it does come out that Spencer tampered with the voting machines and everything, that actually hurts Charlotte too. Because that's her grandmother. Right. So would Valentin actually do it because it would indirectly hurt Charlotte?
They all knew about it for months on end. Aren't you going to get in trouble for not?
Yeah.
Like, at some point, don't you become an accessory if you haven't reported it?
Well, think of all the things that Valentin's an accessory to.
Right.
Do you think he really cares about voting tampering?
Probably not.
He kills people.
And if they hurt Spencer, Sonny's going to come after them.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
So I just don't see him reporting that.
No. But I did like that the one thing that Valentin kept saying the most about the issue of custody with Charlotte, it has nothing to do with Lulu getting the help that she needs. It has nothing to do with him not supporting her. He's like, she left without even telling me, no communication, you know, and I said, my ex and I don't always agree, but I mean, when things like that happen, I mean, we've both had things happen that you have to talk to each other.
You've gone to France for an undisclosed
I have not gone to France for an undisclosed amount of time. But like when my grandmother passed away and I was like, can you please help? Because she lived out of state and we weren't going to take the kids up because it was a very quick, I mean, it was going to be a 24-hour trip. So we were going to be driving most of the time and the kids had never been to a funeral before. So he was like, whatever you need.
Right.
It is not whatever you need 90% of the time, even though we do get along, you know, it's, I'll see what I can do. It's stuff like that. But when it comes down to stuff like that, you know, it's,
right, and that's also why I don't understand why Lulu needed to leave like that. Going to Paris today or going to Paris in 4 days after you've had time to sit down and have a conversation with a couple people. I mean, even
like maybe your daughter.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was going to say.
Sorry.
Even to do that to Charlotte. Like, could you imagine saying to your kids tonight, oh my gosh, I just need a break. I'm going to Paris for I don't know how long, but you're staying here with Dad?
Well, we both joke about the fact that sometimes we just want to go drive.
I mean,
but somehow
wanting
we
to
both
and
always
doing it.
come home because we do love our children. And honestly, if you're a parent, you have thought that.
Yes, yes.
I don't know anyone that's never thought, okay, I can just go. And then you're like, no, I can't.
Right. Right, because you just don't leave your kid. And especially if you
No.
have custody with someone that you don't get along with most of the time, then it's even more reason that you have to make sure that everything is in order or it's not going to happen. Which is why she's getting, messed up here with, oh, I just thought my mom would cover it. No, you don't get to make that decision.
Yeah.
So I feel like those are the things they should keep more truer to life, and I don't like when they go off on this.
But Valentin's response is absolutely what it should be.
Because it's not about getting her help. It's about respect the custody agreement.
And not for anything else. I mean, we're both women and we both have, women are highly favored when it comes to custody.
Yeah.
Regardless of if it's earned or not. We both are not an exception to this. If there were something harmful or dangerous about you, you should not, if you're just going to up and leave your child, you should just, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I do. Put the kids first, even in TV world.
Right. And then the Dawn of Day thing. Oh, real quick, back to the Finn and Chase giving him the advice. I loved when he said, forget her past, you're her present, and she's your future. Give her the damn ring.
Yes.
I was like, yay!
Did you cry?
I didn't cry, but I got all warm and fuzzy, and I was like, aw. And I thought that he was going to propose to Willow when he called her.
Yes.
I think that he knows that he has to hold back, but I think that made him realize, you know what? Like,
right. Yeah.
Aw.
They're so cute.
They are. I'd be mad if Shiloh does anything to her. So Margot's part of Dawn of Day. I picked up on that before they talked about it, but
there was something a couple weeks ago that they just kind of hit on it.
Well, didn't she go to a session? Didn't she run into Christina or something, or Sam? I feel like she did.
Maybe. I thought it was just her getting the book, but it might not.
Might have been that.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, that feels like a conflict of interest too. Like, how are you part of the law enforcement joining the local cult? Like, I don't know.
They can be anywhere.
I guess
you need to watch more 2020. Did you watch the Cult and Beliefs?
I did.
So last week's episode, I talked about the fact that I'm sitting there watching this Dawn of Day stuff. Like, this sounds really familiar. And then I remembered, NXIVM. And then it was on the Cults and Extreme Beliefs.
Yes, and it really does mirror it. Like, wow.
They have personal growth classes. Mm-hmm. They have branding. Mm-hmm. But they were not tattooed. Oh, they were
horrible.
Branded, and not like what you see in the cartoons with the steer, or I mean, what they really do with cows and stuff,
Yeah.
It's not a symbol that they're putting in the fire. I mean, they were taking a laser or a metal thing
and cauterizing.
Thank you. And searing it into the skin.
Over and over. And it took 45 minutes. Oh my gosh.
Oh.
Yes.
Sleeping with the leader afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
Having an honor ceremony.
Yes. Having to give a deep, dark secret that they could later blackmail you with.
Having to recruit other members.
Yes.
Yeah. So.
Yes, I was proud after seeing that because you were the one that
and they can open up their own branches. And Harmony did that.
Yes.
Yep.
Exactly. You were the one that had pointed out the similarity at our last recording. And so after watching it, I was like, wow, I am so proud of them for really mirroring this very authentically.
It's dead on.
Yeah.
It is dead on. So Christina's secret is
it's gonna be Sunny, but what's it gonna be?
You didn't see what it said?
Oh no, I missed it. Go ahead.
When Shiloh takes out the paper, which first of all, let's talk about that filing drawer that everything else is perfectly neat, and he's shifting through it. Oh, it's the open one at the end.
Yes, I saw that part.
I was like, just go for the one that's open.
Right.
Okay. When he picks it up and reads it, right above her signature, it says Kiefer's death was not an accident.
Oh.
Dun dun dun.
I didn't read it. How did I
Why didn't you read that?
I don't know.
You need to start reading the stuff that they pause the TV.
Her signature, and I was like, yeah, she signed it.
Right above it. Right above it. Kiefer's death was not an accident. Out of everything that girl can say.
Yeah.
That.
Right.
I mean, come on. Mm-hmm. That's going to be interesting.
It is, because I don't even know what they're going to do with that.
Neither do I.
It was a big secret, but it's not really. I don't know. See, I thought it was going to be more than that. That's kind of actually a letdown.
What did you think it was going to be?
Something about Sunny, detailed information, which I don't even know how she would have. Michael pointed out this week, they don't get that information.
Yeah.
But I wondered if somehow, kids are curious. Maybe she saw something on a computer.
Well, and she ran Corinthos coffee or Perks.
Yes.
Maybe she got a phone call one time.
Right. That's what I don't know. Just because Sunny's organization has been around for so long and they haven't gotten into any detail of what exactly he does because it's not drugs. He's
No.
just a coffee importer doing something shady.
Well, I even said to someone this week, I was like, what if, I mean, we do have FDA regulations on things that are allowed to be, or, customs and everything, even on food.
Right.
Maybe he's legit importing illegal coffee beans.
There you go.
So maybe he is not lying.
Right.
I know that I'm wrong.
I don't know that you need an enforcer for that. But
I like my justification.
What keeps funny as perfect as possible just for you.
Okay. As pure as possible.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I don't know. I mean, maybe it's highly caffeinated coffee beans.
I'm sure that's what it is. And that's why she had to put about kefir instead of her dad, because that wasn't a good
not even
secret.
really an issue.
Okay, sure.
But only anything in her family. I mean, she could have stuff on Sam.
I wish she'd have had something on Molly, because that would have exploded that whole character.
But the thing with Sam, too, she knows all about her previous cons, which Shiloh does know about, but the world does not really know about. So
true. Yeah, it could have been.
She
had a lot of options. So I'm
did.
surprised she went with Keeper.
Yeah.
We'll see. Maybe she felt like that was the least damaging, and that's why she picked it.
Yeah, because of the reason behind it.
Because she was already having doubts. Like, I think she would have gone through with that ceremony if Jason hadn't kidnapped her. But I still feel like she was having, some kind of, I'm still not sure.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, I can't wait to see how that plays out.
That's going to be interesting. I mean, there's a lot of stuff right now that we just need to wait it out. Oh, and Laura and Kevin back to loving each other and everything. So I have a feeling. So I actually have some. So on Thursday's episode, we're going to talk about the Weber family. Yes. And I had a thought about Kevin like halfway through it. So.
Oh, now I can't wait.
I know. It's interesting. I don't think that you're still going to find him interesting. Okay. I think you're still going to find him not interesting. But I had an interesting thought.
Okay.
So
anything that can make him more interesting.
I don't know. I can't promise that.
I don't know. I just don't like him. Yeah. I just don't. Like, he just doesn't do anything for me. And her saying, like, she still loves him. Well, of course you still love him. Like, you don't just not love your husband the next day. Like, no matter what they do, if it was actual love. Right. Yeah, you still love him, but that doesn't change the fact. All the reasons that you couldn't be with him 3 days ago
exist.
Are still here.
Yeah. How funny was it when he came in the hallway, though, and had his coat over his hand? Where's Ava?
You pick up on the weirdest stuff. She was at her house because she asked, that's what we didn't talk about. She asked Franco to be her secret lover to pull Ryan out. And he was like, what are you talking about? Right. I can't do that. And then she called Scott afterwards and then, I'm assuming, is going to proposition him with the same ideas.
Good stuff. They picked up on it too. Franco and Jordan picked up on it too. That's why he removed his coat and went, it's me. And then Franco said something funny. I think that he does like a lot of improv because he does. I mean, not like stand up at the comedy, but I mean, I think that he writes a lot of his own lines because how he delivers them, you're just like, yeah, you just came up with that. Because he said something about being all hands on deck or something like that. Yeah. And I was like, yes, I do pick up on little things. So, but was there anything that we forgot this week?
No, I think we just got it with that because we talked about Ava now and we talked about.
And Alexis paying back Julian's. Good for him, though, for standing up to her.
Yeah.
Being like, I forwarded my manager an advance on her pay.
Right. It has nothing to do with it.
He didn't know what it was going to. She said, same thing to Michael. I want to take these classes.
Right. So, right.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. I think that's it.
Yeah, this week wasn't as exciting as I was expecting it to be, but we said it might be a slower week because of going into the holidays.
Yeah. I mean, sweeps are coming.
Yeah.
May.
Yeah.
We got to build up to it and then.
I just have no patience.
Explode. See, we do know that we're at least going to have Oscar for at least another week.
Yeah.
Because he's going to die during sweeps.
Oh, definitely.
So.
Definitely.
We're good. Feel bad talking about a child's death like that.
It's here for our entertainment only.
I mean, it's going to be horrible.
It is.
It's going to be really rough.
I will cry.
Yes.
Assuming that
so will I.
Right. Yeah. But again, you cry at everything. I'm not quite so.
I just feel
emotional.
Things. Have you ever seen Mean Girls?
Mm-hmm.
In that part where they do the trust fall or whatever, and the girl's just like standing on stage. They're like, she doesn't even go here. She's like, I just have a lot of feelings.
Yep. That sums up Shannon.
That's me. So join us on Thursday as we talk about the Weber family history.
It's going to be exciting.
It is.
I can't wait to hear all about Elizabeth and how her and Lucky are allowed to be together.
Oh, that's a whole.
Yes.
That. Mm-hmm.
Can't wait for you to clue us in.
Yeah, that's gross. So do you want to do the...
Have a good week.
And we'll meet you at the pier.
Bye.
Bye.
If you enjoyed today's show, we invite you to subscribe and follow on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Podcasts, Spotify, or whatever you listen to. Also, please give us a review. This helps us know what you like.
You can also follow us on Facebook and Instagram. And also, we're not perfect, so if there is something that we messed up or something that we missed, or if there's just something that you want to talk about, let us know by emailing us at peer54podcast@gmail.com.